as far as like fighting and stuff, how did you get into it? Did it have to do with where you grew up and stuff?
So I was getting bullied when I was a kid, and my parents got me into karate. And my instructor, my original instructor, Tom McGonigal, he started getting into Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I got into Jiu Jitsu and loved it. From there, got into wrestling, and then when I was 17, I was like, you know what, I want to fight. So I fought my first couple amateur fights at 17 down in Delaware, and been loving it ever since.
Okay. So you were doing jujitsu like before high school or something, like maybe in middle school?
Yeah, I think I started jujitsu around, I was probably like 8 or 9 years old, I would say.
Okay. And then when high school came, was that like a natural transition to do wrestling or something like that?
I started wrestling in seventh grade. I think I was 13 years old. I originally didn't want to wrestle, but really close friend of mine, he's actually in my corner a bunch of times too. His name's Joe Goslin. He kind of got me into wrestling. And, as the years went on, started loving it with each passing year. I wrestled all through high school, wrestled 2 years in college.
Okay. And I guess that explains why you're such a talented grappler then, because you've been grappling since you're like in seventh grade, you said. So, with high school, how did you do? Like, did you go to
So,
state? Like anything like that?
so I didn't go to states, but I was the first person in my high school's history to get over 100 wins in
Okay.
wrestling. And then I went from such a small high school, and I ended up going to a Division 1 wrestling program at Rider University, and that's where things got that's where things got tough. Learned a lot, and actually wrestled my last 2 years of college there. My first 2 years, I got really into jujitsu, and I just did that in MMA pretty much.
So you're fighting your first 2 years of college, the last 2 years of college, you competed in D1 wrestling.
Yes, yep.
Okay, that's cool. With your experience in D1, what was that like for you?
Oh my God, man, I'll never forget the first week of practice. Dude, everyone in the room was like either a state champ or national qualifier. I got my ass kicked, dude. But as the weeks went on, man, I started adapting, started picking up some stuff, and embraced the grind, and it made me a way better wrestler being in that program for sure.
Okay, for sure. And because you touched on it, I don't want to brush past it, but you said that you got into everything because you're getting bullied a little bit.
Yeah.
What age was that when you were kind of getting bullied if you started jujitsu at like seventh grade?
So I started jujitsu before wrestling. So wrestling I started in seventh grade. Jujitsu I started when I was like 8 years old.
Oh, got you.
But my parents got me into karate when I was 5 for self defense. Because, dude, believe it or not, I, I had a kid try to stick my head in a urinal. He didn't do it, but yeah, dude. After that, I'm like, oh, dude, I gotta learn how to defend myself, And then, it's been a wrap since then.
Got you. And if you don't mind, just like what happened? Why did he try to do that to you, that kid? Were you guys just being kids arguing and something happened, or he was a bully?
Dude, he was the bully, man. I went to a Catholic school up until like sixth grade, and everybody avoided this kid. He was bigger. He picked on everybody, man, and he was picking on me up until like fifth grade, and then fifth grade, man, I let him have it, dude. And then after that, we became friends.
Okay. Let him have it as in like you beat him up or what?
Yeah, man, I was eating a sandwich at lunch, and he came over and smacked me in the nose, and I put the sandwich down and just started teeing off. And then after that, we were good.
Got you. So that was after maybe a little bit of training or something like that. You finally were able to stick up for yourself. But that continued after the urinal. He kept messing with you?
Yeah, like we'd have a couple scuffles here and there, but it would come and go. It wasn't like a constant bullying thing. But that one day in fifth grade, man, he just overstepped the line, and I had to put him in his place.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. Even if you might get beat up, I hear that, with the bully and stuff, you got to stand up to him. So you did the right thing there.
Absolutely, man. You gotta stand for something. You're gonna fall for everything, right?
Yeah, very true. Very true.